doing a July wrap up. I'm going to be going through the 11 books that I have here for my July wrap up. Now, this was such an insane month. I had a lot of time on my hands, but honestly, most if not all of these are like 4 and 5 stars. A couple were like 3. Hello, this is quite a lot. Just talk about each one of these books and I'll kind of explain to you why I kind of rated them and kind of just like my thoughts on it, especially because some of these I've read multiple books by these authors. You guys let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these books, if some of them are on your TBR, or if you guys have a completely different take than I do on these books. Definitely let me know, because I mean, this is a pretty interesting stack. Temporary Roommate by Sarah Adams. Honestly, you guys know, if anyone has just known me in general or I've just talked about her, I love Sarah Adams, and there's so much that I feel she's one of my comfort reads, I feel like, and every one of hers I'll just eat up in one day. Like, they're so short and like easy. I just had a very hard time with this book, and it wasn't necessarily the storyline, but I felt like the writing was just very different. Now, I know the style of this book, and I think the storyline was genuinely cute. I just thought that the pace and like the storyline kind of dragged on, or at times I felt like there was a lot missing. Writing style, I don't know how I felt, and honestly the characters I felt did not have a lot of like chemistry personally for me. Jesse and Drew just did really not have a lot of chemistry. Again, I think it was very fast paced. And if you guys know anything about Sarah Adams, she has a lot of chemistry when it comes to her book. So I was just very surprised. Honestly, I did not like the ending. I felt like that was also just super rushed. I'll always give her a 3-star. I love her books. So that's kind of how my thoughts were on that one. Now, this will be a hot take. I know a lot of people are going to cancel me for this, I'm telling you. But I just don't know how I feel about Emily Henry. The People We Meet on Vacation and Happy Place, mood I was in when I read these books, but I just felt so different about the author. And I know a lot of people find her very cutesy and very summery and very just easy to read, but I personally felt the dual timelines in both of these books caught me off guard. Honestly, Happy Place was more of almost a 4-star book than The People We Meet on Vacation, but there was just something about these. Again, I don't know if it was in the mood that I was in. I just don't necessarily liked that dual point of view, and it just seems super fast-paced and rushed, and there's so many characters. Alex and Poppy, I think that one was probably the cutest storyline. I did like Harriet and Wins, but I think just at some point it just got to the point where the storylines became redundant and you could easily predict it. Obviously have all of her other books, so I will not write her off. I'll continue to read her, and maybe when I reread it, obviously you can see this book has sun damage. I mean, I left it outside. Oops. Hey, come on, this is quite funny. I'd say The People We Meet on Vacation was probably, maybe I would say now closer to a 4-star book. There's just something about it. So we'll see. If you guys have different hot takes on this, if you're the only one, or maybe I'm the only one that agrees, just let me know. But I loved them. They were so cute. I love the covers. This is Unravel Me by Becca Mack. This is in the Playing for Keeps series. Up every single one of these books. I have much to say about it. This storyline with Adam and Rosie, I felt was so different than most of the hockey romances out there, and especially in the Playing for Keeps series. If you guys know anything about the Playing for Keeps series, a lot of the men in the books are so like mean, or they just are very crude. And of course I love those storylines. I think it's cute. They're very, you know, spicy, but this one actually really wasn't that spicy. But I just loved the character of Rosie, who just was a single mom and she had just been through a lot. Adam, who had just also been through a lot. I love the character Adam in this. He just wants love, and I think he's not afraid to show it, unlike most of the characters in this series. And I find that him just really wanting to just take a chance on her despite everything that's going on. The only thing I did not like about it was the way he lied about his career, which I thought was so stupid. Like, I personally, for me, if I was a hockey star and I found somebody who didn't know anything about hockey, it would be want me to share it more, because then I really know someone's not there for me for the fame. So that part of the storyline, other than that, it's a lot, and I felt like there was so much character development and there's so much storyline. I felt like it did kind of drag on towards the end, not gonna lie, and you guys know I do love big books, but there was something about this one I just loved. And if I could see like a second rendition, like, I just loved these characters to death. Absolute 5 out of 5. Becca Mack, you've done it again with the Playing for Keeps series. Summer reading by Jen McKinley. Now, I've read one other book by her, and I actually loved that one. But there was something about this one in particular. Now, I know Jen McKinley likes to write books with disabilities, so I do like the fact that she does bring a little bit of inclusivity. Although, I don't know if this was one of her older books or the way that it was written. I just felt so lost. I felt like there was a lot of language that did not need to be in there, like a lot of just like Gen Z terms, and I just felt like the story itself was so choppy and there was just a lot about it I was confused on. When it comes to him finding his real dad, I felt like that storyline just kind of went by so quickly and I felt like it didn't like digest very like good. Samantha in this book has dyslexia, so I feel like her trying to do that cookbook was such a cute storyline and I felt like it was kind of just like glossed over a little bit, and I just didn't really necessarily feel like there was enough drama in this book for me to really enjoy it. I think it was good. I did read it in like 2 days. Just something about it that I don't know how I feel. So that's kind of my rendition on that. Next up, we got Slow Burn Summer by Josie Silver. I ate this up in one day, you guys. If you know anything about me, I like reading books in first point of view and not like third person. But this was so cute. Do I think that there could have been a lot more into this book? Like, I felt like the romance of the book really wasn't there. I love the aspect of her wanting to be a writer, but then taking on this challenge of being a ghostwriter in a way and taking on someone else's project. I just didn't like about it was the lying aspect of it. And the only reason I didn't like that is because I feel like when you're a ghostwriter, everyone should know you're a ghostwriter. And I just didn't like how the male in the story who ended up writing the book was just so mean and rude. Towards the end of this, I just really did not like it. I did like Kate, however, I think her character had a lot of depth in it. Early at the end of the day felt like he kind of was just there and kind of existed. And while I did like their chemistry, I just feel like there was not much there, and so I gave this about a 4-star read. So cute, and I again love the cover of it. Recommend it. I know this is the New York Times bestseller. We'll see how I feel about it. I did think that this was a really good rom-com. I feel like if this turned into a movie, this would be a perfect movie. Maybe it was written that way, I don't know, but I just love it and it was cute. Speaking of movie-like books, this book right here, The Summer Pact by Emily Griffin, this was absolutely insane. Loved every bit of it. The only reason it wasn't a 5 stars, I felt like the, again, love story really wasn't there, and I'm a huge romance reader. I did love that this was kind of a nice break, and while there was the love story aspect in it, all of these friends just seemed very lovable, and even though there were some characters that I just wanted to like, I loved it, and I loved just every aspect of it. Now, did there need to be a huge, like, depressing part of the storyline? Because in this book, their best friend ended up committing, you know, suicide and suicide prevention awareness and all of that. YouTube, I know this is just what the book is about. And I love how they all go on a trip to initially do this for their friend, which is named Summer, by the way. I used to think the Summer Pact was like this pact that they have, but Summer is actually the name of their friend, which does make sense. Although I just don't like that they live for their friend and not for themselves. I feel like their friend should have like been there for it. Towards the end, I just did not like Lainey and how selfish she ended up being in certain situations. Hannah and all of that. I feel like there was just a lot of drama that was filled into this, and I loved it. I could totally just imagine this becoming a movie. Other than that, I have nothing bad to say about it. I think it is so cute. I just wanted this to be longer, to be honest, especially with Tyson. I think his storyline the best fit really well. I think the other two characters were okay, but I felt like Tyson kind of tied it all in for me personally. And so I just loved all the characters, so I thought that's so cute. Lastly, we're going to talk about one of my favorite freaking authors. I read her entire Avalon Bay series in the whole month of July. I ate this up. You guys, there's no bad book I don't think I've ever read about Elle Kennedy. Her writing style is so amazing. If you ever want to be transported into like a college setting or like something like this where it is so summer, different books gave me either The Summer I Turned Pretty or Outer Banks, like mixed in with a lot of romance. There's just something about this series. I could see this being turned into a movie or a TV series. There's just something about these characters, specifically Mackenzie and Cooper. Their storyline is amazing. My favorite one, honestly, though, would be Genevieve and Evan. I think their storyline is my absolute fave. Their characters just do so well, the banter, all of that. So this one probably was my favorite one out of all of them, and I think this was the first book of the series. Either way, I kind of read them out of order. I highly recommend them maybe reading order, but this one was pretty good too. I think this one gave me a little bit more of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I wanted to live in this town so bad. Each one of these books was either 4 or 5 stars, so these were just my absolute faves probably out of the entire month. I am trying to vlog more of my life. I want to try to do more like bookstores, me going out, me just sharing a lot of my life. And also I am going to Kentucky in like a week, so I'm going to try to vlog that, and I'm going to Mexico. So we'll see how much I do get through my August TBR. You guys, if you haven't seen that video, please go check that out. I am just so excited to just share more on YouTube. I know I'm a little bit crazy and I talk fast and sometimes my reviews aren't the best, but I'm just here to have fun and share my reviews. So you guys let me know what you guys are more interested in. I've been trying to do like the whole memes. I think this one's gonna not have as much just because, again, this is more of a reading wrap-up video. Guys, let me know what you recommend. If there's any other book recommendations, I'm always gonna take it. This month was insane. I don't know how I got through it. I think I just did a lot of 24-hour readathons, which I want to try to do a fun little recap video of doing one of those. If not this month, next month. Stay tuned for all of that. I know this was a quicker video. I've done even shorter videos like this on my TikTok and my Instagram. Appreciate it, you guys. So without further ado, let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe. That means so much to me. Comment below. Come say hi. I love this book community. It is so inviting. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.